Hey guys, it's Willow. Today is day 72 of my second Ascension, and we are almost finished all 240 unique giants. My collector score is 2.8 with 234 out of 240 unique giants found, which means I only need the 6 mythical giants, and I will be moving on to collector score 2.9. Just 1 week ago, I was starting on uncommon giants, and now here I am with all giants complete up through Ascended. It has gone so quickly, so in today's video, I want to recap for you the basic outline of what I did to achieve this in such a short amount of time. Also, in case you notice that my voice sounds a little bit different, I have had a cold this week, so I'm getting better, but I just wanted to let you guys know, in case you hear it, that's why I might sound a little different today. As I mentioned in the last video, I was mining for uncommon giants, and at that point I had found all common giants except for one. And that was actually a recurring theme as I worked my way up. I left one giant unfound in each rarity from common up through epic. It just kind of happened that way. I didn't do it on purpose, but doing this was not a bad thing because the percents on the next egg were still good enough for me to advance. But the only downside is that I would have to come back for these missing giants later on. Now, the key to my success in getting through these giants here in just about a week is that when I began this week of mining, I had all titaniums and I had about 1,500 ingots still saved up. The only thing I didn't have were all of the pickaxes, but I planned to work on those as I went along. The rare axe is the last axe that I needed to return to the crank to get. In Ascension, it's usually the rare egg where it becomes better for you to mine for stones rather than returning to the crank for stones. So once I had all but one of my rare unique giants, I set up a lab build for mining for stones on the rare egg, and I began mining to get the epic axe. So let me show you what that first mining for stones lab looked like for me. In this lab that I was using, I'm still going really heavy on egg luck because you're still relying a lot from the generation to provide you with mythic stones. And then we also added some stones for mining on tier 7 and went very heavy on mining speed because the faster you can mine the egg, the more stones you're going to make quickly. So this is what our first mining for stones lab looks like. Now when we go up to around the prod egg, this is going to change, but this is what I was using for rare through legendary. Having to stop to mine for axes does slow you down a bit, but it's also important to do this because what it allowed me to do was save up gold along the way so that when I was ready to return to mining for giants, I could do so with 3 or 4 levers on because I was using that gold that I had saved up and I was using an ingot boost. There is a lot of switching back and forth with this method that I've been using, so if you decide to do this when you're in Ascension, it's important to remember to change your lab and also change your levers when you're switching between mining for giants and mining for stones. Epic giants were when I started splitting my days between giants and stones. This again allowed me to save gold while I was mining for stones and then use that saved up gold to turn on more levers than what I would normally be able to afford while doing an ingot boost to mine for giants. Now the legendary egg is where things really started to change. Once I reached the legendary egg, I started off mining only for stones on this egg. The axes were getting more expensive now, but also with the legendary index, there are less giants to find. So even though you're on a mining for stones lab setup, you will find that you will still get giants, and they will start to fill in. I had found 14 out of the 24 unique legendary giants just by mining for stones. I would still use my shiny boost while using ingots, because I wanted to increase my chances of getting shiny giants. I actually ended up with 3 legendary shiny giants, which was a huge advantage, as they are really high in damage and helped my gold per second. And actually just this morning, I did my shiny boost on the Ascended egg using ingots and ended up getting this Hell's Gatekeeper right here, this shiny giant, with 2 minutes left on the shiny boost. So that was really exciting. His damage is 93 million. It was really exciting to see that happen with just 2 minutes left on the boost. And I actually have kind of a similar story for this one right here. The evening that I got my last legendary unique giant, I had about 10 minutes left on my shiny boost, so I switched over to the prodigious egg to mine for the first time on that egg, and the very first giant that I got was a shiny prodigious. So that was also really exciting to see that happen. I have to say that I have been extremely lucky here this Ascension, especially with mining for giants. I already have a shiny giant score of 80, which I feel like is really good going into shimmering gold, which will be the next thing that we get once we get the mythical axe. So I am really, really happy with that score. I feel like we are doing extremely well on shiny giants. So that shiny prod was the only prodigious giant I got using ingots. And that was because I was finishing off a shiny boost from the legendary egg. After that, it was back to mining for stones, because I was working towards getting the Ascended axe. The prodigious giants filled in pretty quickly, since there is only 6 of them. So that is why you will find that even though the axes start to cost more, you won't have to divide your time between mining for giants and mining for stones on these higher eggs. You will only need to be mining for stones on prodigious and above, and you will still fill in the giants if you are using these techniques. And it was on the prodigious egg that I started using a different mining for stones lab. So the one I was using earlier on had more egg luck, but now, since you get much more stones from mining on the higher eggs, I actually changed my lab to include more stones from mining selections. I started mining uncommon giants on Saturday, February 22nd, and today is Sunday, March 2nd. So just over a week, I have almost completed the entire normal giant index. This is what all of my preparation work has been leading up to. Finding all of the metallics, increasing my strikes to 17.5, my giant luck to 6, before mining, and saving up ingots. It has been a truly incredible week. So now you may be wondering, when did I go back to get those missing common, uncommon, rare, and epic giants that I needed? Because remember, I still needed 1 in each rarity. Once I got to the prodigious egg, and I was making a really good amount of gold per second, I was mining for stones, so I started collecting gold. And when I had what I felt was a good amount saved up, I returned to the common egg, but this time I had all 4 strike levers and the giant luck lever on. And this is where my insane luck came into play. So the morning that I decided I was going to go for the common giant that I needed, it was the brown horse. I started an ingot boost, and a short time after I started, I got the common giant that I needed. I also found the uncommon I needed on that same ingot boost, which was insane luck. I activated a second ingot boost and moved over to rare, and I was missing the hazy dragonette. That was my last rare that I needed. And I seriously almost lost my mind when it popped up as a shiny. So after that streak of luck, I actually had to leave for the day. So I had returned to mining for stones with the intent to save up gold, and I was going to try for my last epic later that evening. I came home from work, I started an ingot boost and began mining the epic egg, and 20 minutes into that ingot boost I got the last epic giant that I needed. I could not believe my luck, and I will probably never see luck like that again, but that no doubt saved me hours if not days by getting those last 4 unique giants in a row like that. It was incredible. So now we're just mining the ascended egg for stones. I anticipate that I will have the 5 million stones I need for the mythic axe probably sometime Monday morning, in the early hours of Monday morning, and then I will begin the grind for shimmering gold, and I will be filling in those mythical giants in the process. 2.9 collector score is on the horizon, and I am so excited about it. I should be getting shimmering gold by sometime next week, probably the middle of next week, which means that I will have it going into the 2 times gold weekend, which is a huge advantage, and I will most likely be able to start putting gold on my shiny wall and damage walls again. And then I will be starting the prismatic shine grind of 40 million stones and the final stretch of getting our 240 unique shiny giants. So if all goes well, I could be ascending again in 3 weeks. So stay tuned, everybody. It is really exciting times right now. I am so excited to share all of this progress with you guys. This ascension has been so different from my first ascension. I took a completely different approach the first time around. This time I have been extremely planned, extremely patient, and it really, really has paid off. You are seeing that here in these results of getting these giants within 1 week's time. So I'm really excited. If you've been keeping track of my progress on the collector score leaderboard, I've been holding steady in the high 30s. So as soon as I get that mythic axe and get those last 6 mythical giants, that's going to bump me up to 2.9, and then I'll be ranked out of how many shiny giants that I have. As always, I want to thank you guys for watching and for coming along with me on this journey. I appreciate your support so much. I hope you all have a wonderful week, and I will see you all in the next video.